Our final speaker of the day is someone who needs no introduction. Mr. Pradeep Gupta, Chairman and Managing Director of Cyber Media, India's leading specialty media house. An angel investor, mentor to young entrepreneurs, Mr. Gupta is on the TIE Board of Trustees and co-founder India Angel Networks. He brings with him extensive experience across investing, marketing, funding. So he's the right person for all your queries. And now today, he will take us through the latest trends in online marketing, targeted reach, and measuring outcomes. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Gupta on stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Great to be here. By the way, I have no PowerPoint presentation, okay, because I think PowerPoints are meant for people who don't have the power or don't have a point. So, all right. So what I will do is I will talk about various things about marketing, the subject that we have. And I have 40 minutes. I was told 30 minutes of speaking and 10 minutes of Q&A, but what I have seen is that it's a very eager audience which really wants to ask a lot of questions. So I'll sort of try and do it about 20 minutes of speaking and about 20 minutes of Q&A, if that is right with all you folks. Okay, so, first and foremost, what I want to thank Hale for is that when he made his presentation, he talked about everything that is required as far as marketing is concerned, right? So he talked about how do you target your audience, how do you reach out, how do you work out what your communication strategy would be, how you go about communicating that, and so on. And when that presentation was being made, I realized that essentially the basic principles of marketing have not changed, right? They all remain the same. So if you open any of your marketing textbooks, it will talk about the same thing. Whether you read 4 Ps of Kotler, whether you read whatever marketing 101, you will find that the first thing that you need to do is that you need to identify what exactly is the product that you have. You need to identify what your target customer is. You need to work out a brand promise. You need to work out how do you communicate. You need to work out the methodology of that entire communication. And and of course pricing, very important, and logistics and delivery. And if you do that, yes, you will be a success as far as marketing is concerned. So therefore, things remain the same in terms of the principle, but obviously the methodology has changed because of the way we are now connecting, the way we are now interacting. So, for example, you look at targeted reach and greater control and measurable returns. Now, if you look at each of these 3 things, one of the big stuff that has happened, which is changing the game, is obviously big data, right? There is enormous information about you that is now available on the net. Okay, without you knowing about it, there is huge amount of stuff which is available, right? So, today what typically happens is that, okay, let me try and take it as an example. If you look at somebody's bank statement, you will get a fairly good idea about what they're doing, what they spend, what sort of a house they're living in, what is their expenditure on different kind of a thing. Add to that another data set, which is your credit card bills. And the moment you start looking at it, you'll start getting some idea about eating out habits and so on. Start taking a third data set, and the third data set could possibly be your health records. The fourth data set could be your retail information, which shop you went to and what exactly is it that you bought. And when you start putting all of this stuff together, okay, there is enormous amount of data about you which is available. And therefore, based upon that, it is possible to do now very, very focused target marketing, okay? And I think we are barely scratching the surface of that in terms of really understanding the customer at a very deep level, and therefore putting together specific packages So, if you today go on to Amazon, Google, some of these websites, you go to Facebook, and you will find that what I see as the landing page will be different than what you will see as a landing page will be different than what you will see as a landing page. Why? Because they are keeping a track of who I am, what I'm doing, what my likes are, what my dislikes are, and therefore will change the landing page when I reach a certain place. Okay. I think that's one big change which is taking place. And very little of this cross data analysis is being done. Of course, there are perils, and maybe I'll spend the last 2 or 3 minutes talking about that, the perils of that as well. But today it is possible for us to reach out very, very focused manner in a very, very sharp manner to the target customer that we have. Okay. So, the other day there was this person, I was at another seminar and talking about a similar sort of a subject, and one of the speakers gave me this example. He's single, he was from the US, so single, white, male, not in any relationship, and therefore what started happening was that he started getting served ads which were about singles bars and, places that you could visit and stuff like that. And for 6 months, obviously, he did not click on any of those because he was not interested. And so after that, he started getting served gay ads. Okay? So, somebody is doing profiling, right? Now, obviously, somebody would have worked out, hey, single, not clicking on any of these places, so work out a correlation and therefore now start serving him gay ads. And you find that therefore the hit ratio for gay sites goes up by 73.6%, and therefore it becomes a good thing to do, And I'm sure after another 4 months, if they find that, he's not clicking on gay ads also, then maybe they'll start sending him to some health sites or something of that sort, So, but that's the kind of a target profiling that is today possible using the tools which are today available at your command. And what is happening is that these tools are evolving very, very rapidly. The kind of predictivity tools that we had 20 years back are very different from what they were 10 years back and are very different on what is available now. And that automatically means that, yes, you can do a lot of analysis. Visual tools. Okay, visual tools are very great at understanding patterns, right? Because, still there is a lot of our brain which actually thinks in pictures and not just in terms of maths. And visual tools have also moved tremendously. The kind of visual facilities which are today available are absolutely great, and therefore you can look at charts and you can look at colors and so on, and based upon those colors, you can start drawing patterns, right? This is something that is also happening. So, if you look at the targeted reach, big data is completely changing the entire picture, and therefore you are able to reach your target customers with a much, much greater control, with a very, very fine finesse. And I think, that is also creating some dangers. The dangers which are there are in terms of who owns that data, number one. Okay, when you put your picture on Facebook, who owns that data? Who owns that picture? Facebook owns it. How many people here know that when you've signed on Facebook, you've actually given the rights of all photographs that you pick up, put on Facebook? They don't belong to you, they belong to Facebook, right? So, just now, my friend Viresh was taking a picture of mine, and I said, now it will be on Facebook. So, next time you take that picture, you will have to sign a consent form saying that, yes, it is possible for you to put it on Facebook because it could be used, right? And it is something that I can't withdraw. Now the ownership is not mine. So who owns the data? My health data. It's amazing amount of data which is now being put on. So, I know, and I'm sure there are lots of people who use those apps by which you can monitor your sleep, right? Whether you are having a sound sleep, what's the RIM, and from this hour to this hour you had a very intermittent sleep and all that, and it automatically comes onto your app, and that is available. And once it is coming on your app, obviously it is on the cloud somewhere. If it is on the cloud, it is available to some marketer who will sit there and decide what your insurance amount should be, right? Okay, because you're having a disturbed sleep, and therefore your insurance rate goes up. All right, so tomorrow you can have a situation where your life insurance premium could change on a daily basis. Why not? Okay, depending upon what sort of a physical condition you are in, it could change. And the amount of data that we are now feeding into the system is huge. It's huge amount of data that we are feeding in. You know, now you have boots which will measure, your walking and, how much of your jogging and all of that. And all of them are IPv6 enabled. If not now, they will be within few years, right? So if that is the kind of a situation which is there, so by the way, I mean, I'm sure most of you would have seen Minority Report and, that famous scene when he walks in and because he has got those eyes changed, therefore they assume that he's a Japanese and, all the various different products are made available to him and so on. That very famous scene of Minority Report. But yeah, indeed, it is something that we could be heading towards. And therefore, I think it is necessary for the industry to work out some framework. I'm not saying that it should be a government-defined framework, but it should be some kind of principles on how this data can be used. There are privacy issues, there are security issues. PRISM is something that has been in the news lately. A lot of data is available on this, right? I mean, where I am right now is known. Okay, my conversations that I'm making, and if I use a word, which is, say, if I use Osama, so it could be interpreted by some wires somewhere or the other, and, could mean different kind of things. So, I mean, by the way, just imagine if you take a friend's phone and just go through the address book and just go through the SMSs, just go through that, and you get a very good idea about what that friend is doing, right? Okay, that's why people don't want their wives to see their SMS records. Okay. So imagine if this is available to your Airtel and Vodafone and so on, then what kind of a situation you are in. And a marketer uses it without your knowledge. Okay, so some frameworks need to be built out here. I think I'll stop here. Essentially what I'm saying is that in terms of the marketing principles, which are marketing 101, there has never been a better time, and the tools are available today to use them to actually go ahead, target in a very, very focused manner, reach out, because that data today is something which is available, right? And it is possible for youngsters like you to ensure that very, very targeted marketing is done and make it into a very effective conversion of the products and services that you want to sell on the net. Thank you very much.